Is that why they didn't like Samaritans?
The Samaritans were actually a different, they were a different hybrid species, put it that way. Okay.
Okay, well, don't get on that. Just keep going.
Yeah. Okay, so what these Edomites, and that's what they are, these Jews, these Edomites were actually admitting to, was the fact that they are descendants of Esau and Canaan. Okay?
Or Nephilim.
Yeah, exactly. Because the Canaanites were Nephilim, descended from the Nephilim, okay?
Which were never in bondage.
Which were never in bondage, exactly. They were people who keep people in bondage, as they do today. They're still the slave masters.
So did he have anything to say about that?
Well, let's follow this conversation here. Jesus answered them, "Verily, verily, I say to you, whosoever commits sin is a servant of sin." So he's telling them they're sinners. Okay? And the servant abides not in the house forever, but the son abides forever. Okay? He's telling them they're going to get kicked out of the house. Okay?
Oh, really?
But now they're in control of the house because of Herod. Okay? Verse 36. If the son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. He's still offering them freedom, but they don't want it. Verse 37.
So he's actually cutting a deal that if they would live in peace, then they've got somewhere to be.
Yeah, if they can do it. But see, obviously,
I would have thought that it would have been impossible, because I thought, this was a genetic offer, not a
right.
Go ahead.
Right. But still, he has to make in good faith. He's making them a good faith offer, because there are some Jewish people who do want to be free, who do want to be free of this slavery called Zionism, who do want to be free of this slavery called Talmudism, Judaism, okay? Verse 37, I know that you are Abraham's seed, but through Esau. Okay, you have to know this history to understand what he means here. Your average Judaic Christian has no idea what he means here. He means he's talking that these scribes and Pharisees are descendants of Abraham through Esau. That's what he's saying here, okay? Not through Jacob. If they had been descendants of Jacob, they would have been in bondage at some point in their history. Okay? I know that you are Abraham's seed, but you seek to kill me because my word has no place in you. What he's saying is these Jews refuse to listen to what he has to say. Why? Because they had this racket going called Judaism. It wasn't called Judaism. It was called the tradition of the elders. Okay? Pharisaism is the proper term. Pharisaism. They had this religion, this racket going called Pharisaism, by which they were pretending to be Judah and all of Israel, actually. And they were pretending to obey the laws of Moses, but they weren't. They were just pretending. It's all pretense. As it is today, it's all pretense. Verse 38. I speak that which I have seen with my father, and you do that which you have seen with your father. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus and the Jews have different fathers. Okay? Very
it's real interesting because, if they have an option, but they didn't take it, but they've actually got an option that maybe he already knew they wouldn't take, but
right.
That's kind of news to me. I would have thought that, the fate of the fallen angels was sealed pretty much. They'd already invoked their choice. And he said, yeah, you want to be a god?
Yes.
Go for it. Go for it. Just go make your own dirt, have your own dimensions, your own universe, and play in your own sandbox. And so he didn't destroy him. He just said, okay, great. Go for it. If you can be a god, try.
Right.
But he said, you just can't play in my sandbox because this is my universe.
Yeah, well, if you can make your own universe, go for it, right?
Right.
Well, that's basically what happened to Lucifer when he was kicked out of heaven, and that's covered in Revelation chapter 12 and also in Luke, where Jesus says he saw Satan fall from heaven, like a bolt of lightning.
So would the offer? And of course the fallen angels didn't have another offer, at least that we know of.
No, they didn't. No, those fallen angels have already been condemned. They're simply awaiting the judgment day.
So
they're on death row.
So the descendants of Esau may have gotten another offer potentially,
right?
Because they were half half of their genetics might have been from Abraham. So, okay, give them a little break, and we're going to give them an offer.
Cut them some slack. Not all Jews are 100% evil.
Okay. All right, okay. I'm following you.
But obviously their leadership is.
But
their
the
leadership is Nephilim. That's right.
But the bad aliens pretty much chosen their fate sealed.
They have. It's sealed.
So I guess the bailiff is yet to be hauling them off.
That's right.
Because I guess they've come down and created this hybrid species.
Right.
So they've been sentenced, but the bailiff hasn't jailed them yet.
Right.
Okay.
Now now you have to understand the law. Okay. The offspring, the hybrid offspring of a fallen angel and a human, is not guilty of committing any crime. Correct?
Say that one more time.
The offspring, if you and I, or if you and some alien have sex and you have a child, okay, which is a forbidden thing. You know, Yahweh does not allow hybrid species. It's just not allowed, okay? So, if you create a hybrid child, has that child committed a sin?
No,
but the parents did. The parents did. So you cannot execute a child who has not committed a crime. It's not allowed. You can't kill innocent.
Now, has there been some thinking along the lines that the promise was genetically passed on, so that might have been interrupted somehow?
Well, I mean, the promised seed, of course, are the true Israel.
A redemption covenant would have been passed on genetically so that would have. It's exclusively through Israel. It's exclusively through. Let me take you before completing John chapter 7. Not to say that these other races are bad people.
No, not at all. Not at all. As we discussed last time, the white race was created by Yahweh to rescue the other races from the tyranny of the fallen angels.
So it's kind of like going to Sears to get your flat tire fixed. So you're going through Sears to get your tire fixed. So in other words, the other nations were getting fixed through Israel.
Right, exactly. But we fell ourselves.
Yeah, okay, so we screwed up doing our job.
So it's let's talk about it in terms of Star Wars. Maybe some people will relate to this better. If you send a rescue team to another planet, and the rescue squad lands on the planet and they get corrupted just like everybody else, well, that rescue mission failed, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay? That's why the whole race of Israel, from Adam down to Jesus, had to be redeemed. Okay? But while we're in suspension, while we're not able to do what we're supposed to do in order to rescue the planet, the whole planet is being subverted by the fallen angels still. Okay? Now, let me jump to Revelation chapter 3 and let me start with verse 8. I know your works. Behold, I have set before you an open door, and no man can shut it, for you have a little strength, and have kept my word, and have not denied my name. He's talking to the Church of Philadelphia, which is actually America. We'll get to that in another show. But verse 9, listen very carefully. Behold, I will make of them, of the synagogue of Satan. Who do you think that is? Who do you think that is? The synagogue of Satan. We've been talking about the Nephilim and their religion, Judaism. Judaism is worship of Satan, okay? Behold, I will make of them, of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, or Judahites.
Israelites.
And are not, who say they are Israelites and are not, but do lie. Who could that be? Who's pretending to be Israel? Who's pretending to be Judah? It's the Jews, right?
And so we're not talking a spiritual thing here. We're literally talking physically.
This is literal in the flesh people. Behold, I will make them. He's talking about these Jews. I will make them to come and worship before your feet and to know that I have loved you. He's talking to Israel about the Jews.
So Jesus literally said, you are of an alien
That's right.
which originally was a fallen angel.
That's right.